Hello and welcome to my own magic reviews. My name is Mike Maione, and this is another of my own magic reviews. Just a reminder, I buy what I review so I can be objective, and the reviews, I hope, unbiased. Today, I am reviewing Statue Vanish by Roy Coopers. Here's a short video of me vanishing the statue. Remember state quarters? The government started issuing them about 20 years ago, and here's one I have from New York State. It has the Statue of Liberty on it. You can see the statue right there. It's on the back of the quarter. You might also remember that David Copperfield, the master magician, made the Statue of Liberty disappear. He did it right there in New York. What he did is he put a curtain in front of the Statue of Liberty. And then, when he removed the curtain, the statue was gone. I don't think you're impressed with the way I did it, so let me do it again. I'll do it a little bit different this time. I'll put the Statue of Liberty right there on my hand, and then I'll just pass my hand over the Statue of Liberty. And as you can see, the statue has vanished. But you might recall that David Copperfield also brought the statue back. And there you can see the statue has returned. Now, if you were here with me right now, well, then I would just reach into my pocket, grab a little Sharpie, and I would sign the quarter with my initials. And I would present you with this quarter so you could remember our time together. Well, I like coin magic, so I was drawn to this piece where the Statue of Liberty vanishes from a New York State quarter. I thought that was pretty clever, and it is. I saw it performed at Don't Blink Magic Shop, which if you're in New York City, you definitely should visit and say hello to one of the best demonstrators selling magic today, Magic Ballet. I thought the trick was novel, and in Magic's hands, well, it looked damn good. Good enough for me to pick up. Let's take a look at the package. Not much you need. It's just a little plastic bag, and inside the plastic bag, there's a small piece of paper which has the name of the trick on it, and a New York State quarter, a regular New York State quarter, a New York State quarter with Liberty cut out, another New York State quarter, which is a shimmed shell, and a small device to remove the shell. And if the instructions, they're on a URL, is listed for the tutorial. It's on the back of the slip of paper inside the bag. Here's what I like about Statue Vanish. It's small, so it's pretty easy to carry around with you, which is good. I think it's pretty visual. I think it's very much a surprise when that statue vanishes, so I like that. I think it's pretty striking. Yeah, you get everything you need in the package to vanish the coin. You don't have to go get extra things. You know, it's got the device in there for you to remove the shell. And there are other devices that you might have that you prefer to use. I think it's good for impromptu. It's good for close-up. It's good for strolling. It's relatively easy to do, and I say relatively easy because I think it's easy to make the statue vanish, but you really should build the vanish into a routine in which you end clean. So that may make it a little more complex for you. There are adequate video instructions, which is to say you get what you need in order to understand the tricks and maybe how to present it. You also get a little video of Magic doing his version of the Vanish. There are some things I think you should know. First off, it is really hard to see Liberty in a New York State quarter, especially in a dimly lit environment, unless you look very closely. The New York State quarter was minted, wow, 20 years ago. Come across many. Some people, especially young people, might not even have seen one. So it's important, in my view, for the spectator to see the statue before it's vanished, and that means handing out the regular coin first. You then have to make a switch for the gaffed coin, and that can be difficult for you. The shell doesn't cover the edges of the gaffed coin completely. So close-up, a spectator with keen eyesight may see two coins. That happened to me before I developed the routine I use. You're not clean when you finish unless you ditch the shell and the device used to remove it. So you're not clean. So you have to come up with a system to unless you're not uncomfortable holding the gimmick in your hand and somebody doesn't say, hey, we'll open your other hand. So you're not clean at the end. The statue on the shell and the cutout shell, they have to be lined up. So if the you wouldn't want the statue on the coin in a vertical orientation, and then when you remove the shell, you see the statue on the gaffed or the cutout coin, sideways or upside down. That wouldn't make sense. So you have to line those up beforehand. And if you do a switch for a regular coin, that becomes a little more complex. Now, I added a little peg to my shell to make it easier to line things up. So keep that in mind. The included device to steal the shell was difficult for me to hold as you're supposed to hold it. So I had to modify it a little bit to use it. I just added a piece of flesh-colored tape that made it easier to hold. You can do the same. It's very easy. Finally, it's a little pricey at $75. So all those things considered, I'm giving Statue Vanish 3.5 stars. I would have liked it better if a routine was provided that brings the gimmick in and out, switching it for a regular coin. I think that would have been better if Roy had provided that for us. Now, I tried to do that in my routine, and hopefully you'll come up with a switch that's better than my in-the-pocket switch. And you'll want to clean up in some way at the end. I did it while getting the pen because I have a whole bunch of New York State quarters and give one out to the spectator at the end of the trip so I could end clean. Now, if you're creative and you can do a couple of sleights, I think this can be a charming trick that you'll have fun performing. And if you want to buy Statue Vanish, well, it's available from a number of vendors, including directly from Roy or from our friends at All Things Magic. It costs, as I said, $75. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, well, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't already subscribed, well, please do so. And when you do, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when I post another review. And don't forget to visit my website, MikeMaione.com. There you'll find some interesting magic and mentalism that may be just right for your show or your collection. So, until next time, well, go make some magic happen.